This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Viewers Anonymous podcast. I am Scoots Brunson.
And I am S. Foster.
And I messed that up, but you are now tuning into the Viewers Anonymous podcast. Oh, man. Where we give our very own reviews and takes of movies and TV straight out of Hollywood. Man, what's up, my guy?
Can't call it, man. Just back for another episode, man. Excited because I already know. See, this is what people don't understand, right? Unless you've been listening to this podcast these whole 3 years we've been doing this shit. I never know what I'm gonna get out of you. Like, we don't rehearse this shit. Like, this shit it literally be a surprise every time. Like, I never know. And you told me this morning, like, yo, I watched this movie. Yeah, we gotta talk about this.
Absolutely,
so,
bro.
When I tell you, like, that makes me so fucking excited for what's to come. So I am good, man. I'm ready to get this motherfucker started. But how you feeling, man? Everything good with you?
Man, I'm elated, man. I'm on cloud nine. I'm excited, man. We back on video, so I'm super excited about that. Can't complain. I'm ready to get this thing rolling, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get this train moving.
Man, that's what's up, man. I am too, cause like I don't know where you going. Fuck, I never know where you going. Like, yo, I'm gonna tell the people something real quick. Like, the comedic genius that you are. Like, I don't think people really realize this shit, man. Like, I was going back. Like, one thing I love to do is to go back and, like, listen to, like, the clips and shit. You know what I'm saying? The reels that I put up and shit. And, like, just some of the shit that you be saying, like, this shit be out of left field, man. Like, one of the all-time is, like, when we did How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And you said that the Grinch... And the way you set it up, he was like, man, the Grinch kind of let us. He was like, man, the Grinch, he said he kind of let himself go a little bit because he got a dad bod now. He was like, man, he could have been down there getting all the hoo-hos.
I mean, I'm just saying, man, he came down and got the baddest one with the dad bod, bro.
I was just like, man, hoo-hos? Like, come on, who comes up with that? Like, that shit is hilarious. That shit is hilarious,
man.
But yeah, so look, I don't know what's to come today. Yeah. What great reel can come from what you're talking about, but hey, you have all the reelable moments, man. Let's say that.
I appreciate it, man. I do my best, man. But ladies and gentlemen, today we are doing a classic, nonetheless, if I could say so. This movie came out in 1991, starring Christina Applegate. Oh, wait a minute. Excuse me, starring Christina Applegate, John Charles, Joanna Cassidy, Keith Coogan, David Duchovny, and a host of other people, man. Today we are doing Don't Tell Mom, The Babysitter's Dead. All right, so usually I ask you, I'll be honest, bro. If I could be just super, super real right now, listen, this movie is crazy, first and foremost.
Yes.
Because you got a family of what, 5 kids? It's 5 kids altogether. Yeah. One of them technically just graduated college. I mean, just graduated high school. The other one is in high school, and then like it's probably like one in middle school. The other one is the other 2 like in elementary. The other one might be in middle school.
Yeah, she probably in middle school. Yeah, she probably like 6th grade.
Yeah, so why couldn't Swell just watch them, bro? Like, I just don't get it. Man, I don't understand why Swell and Kenny couldn't watch them.
I think Mom Dukes kind of knew Swell was gonna go somewhere, because remember, she was planning on going to the beach. Her whole thing was going to the beach.
Yeah.
So I think Moms knew that she was gonna be gone. Mm-hmm. And then look, we see the brother, like, this dude Kenny was absolute just degenerate. Like that dude couldn't. Why he could?
I've never seen a quicker turnaround in life. I've never seen it. This nigga was fucking. He got inspired by Cooking with Julia, bro. Like fucking PBS. This nigga's life turned around because he watched PBS, bro. Like
making Belgian waffles.
Yeah, don't never tell me, you know what I'm saying, them donations ain't doing nothing, man. Kenneth turned his life around. He became a fucking cook off of watching PBS, bro. From being a stoner to a cook.
That is hilarious. Honestly, I think mom, dude, she knew her kids. And she was like, y'all are not responsible enough to hold the fort down.
Hey, let me tell you something. In 1991, no kid was responsible. Let's just put that out on the table. Come on, man.
Different times, man. It was different times.
That's true.
It really was. And that's another great thing about watching older movies is that, I mean, even though in 91, I mean, I was 6. So, but it was just different. Like going back and like watching this one, what trips me out is like some of the stuff, like the smaller things that I had forgot about.
Mm-hmm.
But like one thing that I had forgot about was the fact of when they just how cool these kids was with the babysitter being dead, yo. Like no, what tripped me out. Look, I love
nobody investigated that though. That was my question.
No, nobody did. But like, I love. Look, first of all, I don't know why Danielle Harris didn't become a bigger star.
Right.
Like her roles as a kid, like she's the same kid in every movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like the kid that's bad as fuck. She's always cussing. She was the same in the last Boy Scout. She didn't really cuss in. She wasn't really like a bad kid in like the Halloween movies. Mm-hmm. But like, so she plays Melissa, and so when Swell went in there to try to talk to the old lady about like all of her rules and all these chores and all this type of shit. First thing, what was funny was when Melissa walked by, she kicked the damn thing down and knocked the sign down. So that's number one. But then like when she goes in there, it's like, yo, like she's dead. She's like, she probably choked on that whistle. I was just like,
man,
like, hold up, you
poor
that
Mrs.
cool?
Sturrock, bro.
It's like, yo, how can you be that cool when it's a dead, like 90-year-old woman in your house? Like, and then they put her in a trunk and dropped her off at the at the funeral home.
Yeah, at the
mortuary.
Mortuary, bro. Let me tell you something. First and foremost, this is the wild thing. So Miss Sturrock, you know what I'm saying? She's this sweet little old lady, you know what I'm saying? She like, oh no, dear, everything's good. She telling the mom, like, you know, all my kids are gone. You know, watching kids is what my life consists of now. As soon as Mom Dukes peeled off, she turned into a drill sergeant on their ass. She said, all right, everybody line up. I was like, God damn, I forgot about Mr. Stark. But the crazy part is, bro, she only in the movie for about like, what, 10 minutes, if that?
If that.
She might even be in there less than that. And not gonna lie, one of the most convincing deaths I've seen in the movie for sure. I thought she died on set. That's how old she was. She was older than the motherfucker, bro. When Christina Applegate was like, yeah, she's 200 years old. I was like, exactly like that, bro. I was nervous. Like in that scene, you remember she coming outside and she had to sit down on the steps. And the way she was getting down to sit down on the steps, I got nervous. I'm like, man, this ain't gonna go right at all. I was like, bro, that's not gonna go right at all, bro. Like, she's gonna get hurt doing that shit, man. Man. Okay, so let's break everything down, man. So basically, Mrs. Crandall is going on a vacation. 2-month vacation. She's going on a 2-month vacation with her boyfriend to Australia, and basically she and I got to bring this up too after I get done. But basically, she is going on a 2-month vacation with her boyfriend in Australia, and she's leaving her kids, her 5 kids behind. And she calls over a babysitter because she feels like the kids are too irresponsible. And the babysitter unfortunately dies, and then the kids find a way to cover it up, but now they have to basically keep shit going for these 2 months.
Yeah, because now the key part is Mom Dukes left some money.
Yeah.
Old lady that put the money, obviously had the money on her. And when they put her in the trunk and left her at the mortuary, yo, the all time is when Melissa like, fuck this shit, let's go back and go get it.
How do you not search the body though? That's my thing. How do you not search the body before you take her away? Like I get it, you nervous, but you gotta search the body, bro.
I mean, yeah, you always have to search a body. Because first of all, you never know what they got on them. Because it's that whole thing of like, when you're dead, you can't take it with you. Yeah, so she could have had a ring on. Like, I mean, she dead already. You know what I mean? like, you know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get it off of her. But I mean, I can see how they could have assumed that she left the money in the envelope. But
so she died. They dropped her off at the mortuary. They come back. You know what I'm saying? She had a brand new chromed out all black Buick. You know what I'm saying? Old school. That mug was nasty. She had shit. That was pretty much all she had. And then they basically were left to fend for themselves for the rest of the time being, which is basically the whole damn 2 months because she died the next night. And then she Swell, who is the older sister, she ends up getting a job at Clown Dog. She wasn't fucking with Clown Dog, which was expected. I felt her on that shit. And then after she left Clown Dog, she basically swindled her way into working for I guess a fashion manufacturer. And she was thinking it was high-end fashion. She come to find out that basically they just make uniforms. But nonetheless, still fashion. And so it basically goes through the whole time that their mom is gone. Some shenanigans ensue, and then of course, you know what I'm saying, everything is all good at the end, and nobody questioned where the fuck Miss Sturak was at all. Now this is the thing. The mom said to the little girl Melissa, she said, "I've had 37 years and I haven't had a break." Ain't no way she was 37, bro. She was way
37 with a 17-year-old.
Bro, she was way older than.
Well, she could have,
because she could have had her at 20, but she wasn't 37 though. She was way older.
Nah, she was not. Well, I don't know. Well, you also, this is another thing, right? Yeah. No, hear me out. Hear me out. So one thing about watching older movies from the 90s and shit, right? Is really everybody look older, and I think it's because hair and makeup. Because I think the way that people wore their hair and the way they did makeup. No, I'm telling you, dude, a lot of people look, even Christina Applegate, like for her to be, I mean, I don't know, maybe she was 20, 21 during the filming of this movie. She looked it older. And it's like, but if you look at her.
She might have been older than that.
Possibly. Because I think she was born in.
She was born in 71.
Yeah, 71. So 20. So she was 20.
Oh, yeah, she was 20, yeah.
So. But it's like, dude, when she was like dressing up to look like an adult, and that's something else I want to talk about. Like, she did look about 25, 26, 27. Like, I think that hair and makeup has really came up to where like a lot of these people in the 90s look a lot older than they really was because of just the way they styled themselves.
Okay, but I'm saying the mom though, right? And I dig everything you just said, but the mom, right? She looked 50. That's what I'm trying to say.
Damn.
She
You
didn't
ain't
put
even
no
gonna give her
goddamn
40, 45?
Bro, no. Did you see her? Bro, ain't no way she was fucking 37. If she was 37, them some badass kids, bro. Like them some real live badass kids. She had to be stressed the fuck out for her to be looking like that at 37.
Dude,
I get it, you know what I'm saying? But nah, ain't no way, bro.
Nah,
Like
I
she looked like a grandmother.
She did look a lot older than 37. Not a lot. She did look older than 37 though. I was like, okay, y'all stretch it. And I didn't remember that part.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you bring it up because like, yeah, I remember that she did say that. But no, like we gotta talk about this. Look, let me tell y'all how open the 90s was. Really, 90s, 80s, and 70s. Swell was 17 years old.
Smoking squares, bro. In front of her mama.
Yeah, no problem. Like no big deal. That's number one. But that was back in the days where like I tell people, like I'm old enough to where my aunt used to send me down to this restaurant called Pete's, right? And they used to have the damn cigarette machine. Yeah, she used to send me down there. You know what I'm saying? You put the money in there, you pull that bad boy out, and then the cigarettes fall out.
Pick them up, take your ass home.
Yeah, and nobody said shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was like 13, 12, you know what I'm saying? 14 years old.
I remember when, especially like if you lived in a small town or like a close-knit neighborhood, like I remember when you can go to the store with a note, pick up stuff for your mom or your grandparents or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it could be anything, it don't matter what it was. They would put it in the bag, wrap the bag up, give it to you, and you take it. No issues.
Yeah. It was different. And like for her to be 17, old girl pretty much copies her resume offline. She's like, oh, I'm changing a few words. But she gives herself this immaculate.
Straight out the book, bro.
Straight out the book. Straight out the resume book.
Line for line. I'm talking about plagiarism at its finest.
Yes. And just gets a job. She don't have to show her ID. Nothing. This motherfucker get a straight up job. And they thinking that this girl is in her fucking at least.
Come on, bro.
Mid-20s, right?
How in the hell did taxes come out of her check?
I have no. She never gave them a license. She never
paperwork, bro.
No paperwork. She goes in for a fucking receptionist job, and then happens to run into Rose, and Rose look at her resume and just hire her for a fucking first assistant, like on the spot. Like don't check no background, no nothing. This is how crazy and open the 90s was.
Man, like, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you how even crazier the 90s was. The 90s was so crazy. The fact that this woman had 5 kids and all of them niggas had a room. All of them, each and every last one of them had a room, bro.
That was a big ass.
That's how wild the 90s was. That was a big ass house, and that motherfucker was dirty,
super dirty.
They needed their ass whooped. I'm sorry.
I mean, now they cleaned it up,
and they had a dog.
There. Yeah,
it was too late for that shit. They should have been did that shit.
But like,
man, my mama had my motherfucking neck if her house looked like that.
Yeah, that house definitely was a wreck. But like, to look in the classifieds and to think that you just literally graduated high school and you're gonna, and then this is like, look, I like Swell. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But first of all, this is our impressions of you with the movie starting, right? So everybody goes to you when there's a problem. You go in to talk to the old lady, she's dead. You come up with the idea of like, look, kids, we're gonna put her in a trunk. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take her and drop her off at the mortuary, right? Then what we're gonna do after that? We're gonna write a note. You know what I'm saying? Say dead woman inside.
Nice old lady inside.
Nice old lady inside. And so then you like, all right, so I'm gonna get a job. Responsible, right? Cool. All right. But then you fucking plagiarize a fucking resume,
Bro.
You're pretending to be a certain age, and then when Walter get hurt, you tell them that Walter's your son. And not only is Walter your son, you tell the damn nurse lady that Kenny is your stepson.
That's why we don't get along with each other. But the doctor was so cool with it. He was like, "Oh yeah, okay."
Yo,
didn't ask him for no information, no
nothing.
billing, no nothing. And don't get me wrong. I know my nigga fell off a roof, but I ain't never seen nobody get hurt that was in a cast that ended up off of that motherfucker by the time them goddamn 2 weeks was up. The mom never asked about what the fuck happened to Walter.
No. Remember, Walter was on crutches when Mom got home. Remember? At the end, he was on crutches. He was on crutches. Right. Because she was like, what happened to Walter? She was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Right.
But like, it was just like
the still example. Had that cast off though.
I don't remember it really going back down to his foot. Or maybe they did. I don't remember.
He had that cast off though. That's why, because the doctor said in about 2 weeks, come back, we'll get him a walking cast. Fam, what? Is the shit broke or not? That's my question.
He said a clean break. He said it was a clean break. He said that's why she healed good, because it was a clean break.
Walter gonna be fucked up out here in the streets.
No, but then at the same time, this is another thing about the 90s. So they was talking about what happened to Walter in front of the doctor. And she was like, yo, you were supposed to be watching him.
Yeah.
Ain't no DSS around. A kid fell off a roof.
They didn't ask for insurance. They didn't ask for the address. They didn't ask for nothing, for billing, none of that shit. They wrapped my nigga up in the cast and let him leave. This nigga basically got free medical care. That's not how the America works, bro.
No,
so we already know
not.
This shit is cap.
Listen, like if old girl is set it off, take her son to work, and he sprays some chemicals in his eyes and DSS is on her ass, and they take this motherfucker. Walter fell off a roof by himself.
Come on, man.
Trying to fix the antenna. Now we gonna get it.
Them niggas bought a Japanese entertainment system on sale.
Yo, see, I was gonna get there.
Niggas didn't even question that little nigga, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
Oh, I want this right here. These motherfuckers, they didn't say where your mom at,
bro.
Are you sure? Like,
didn't have to sign for it or nothing.
Dude, these motherfuckers brought a whole entertainment stand, TVs, radio. Man, this man
VHS tapes, bro.
Yeah, they put the demo tapes in that bad boy too. The old Maxwell joints.
Come on,
man. Maxwell went out of business, man. I remember the Maxwell.
Motherfuckers came in handy.
Hell yeah, man. Record anything. Like what come on at 8 o'clock?
Straight off of HBO, straight off of Cinemax, Showtime, all that, bro. Whatever came on, you gotta be sure you get in there on time so you can record it, and then you'll have it forever. You never got.
You could put about 3 movies on that tape because they used to record for about 8 hours, but
absolutely.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I remember that, but I remember having the tape be like, okay, so this guy money talks, this and this on that. Like,
hey, I definitely remember that, bro.
Oh yeah, man, all time. But like, yeah, it's just a lot of things. But you know what though? That's how wide open the 90s was.
Yeah.
It was normal to go into a house where it's just a little kid and like these motherfuckers, where you want to see the at? They don't ask no questions.
Drinking beers. Nigga. They was drinking beers, bro. That's in high school.
I mean, yo, Kenny and his crew, boy, them dudes, wow.
Losers.
They was wild. They was
except for Kenny. Kenny changed his life, but the rest of them niggas.
Yeah, he turned his life around. Say he was going to culinary school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know how he gonna do that with D's on his report card, but respect.
He turned his life around. He said he was gonna go to school this year, man. But no, I just think
What do you mean this year, nigga? You almost out of there, bro.
But see, that's another thing. Like, I remember when I was in school, they did the whole thing of like we had the block schedule, right?
Yeah.
So it's like we had 4 classes for each semester.
Yep.
And so but if you pass them, well, like, so you would have 4 classes for the first semester. Then you pass them, you have 4 separate classes the next semester. And the way our school did, I don't know if yours did the same thing. If you had more than 5 absences, you could fail the year.
Oh yeah.
And see,
by the time I got in high school, the way we did ours was we had a block schedule, but like our block schedule wasn't by semester, it was by day. So like you had, I think you had 4 periods total because we had total of 8 classes, so you had 4 periods a day, and then they would switch up. So like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, you would have you know what I'm saying, all your classes, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you would have certain classes, and then Tuesday, Thursday, you would have certain classes, and then the Friday switch up. So you might be in science on Thursday, and then Friday you might be in math, and then next week you might be in science, and then be in science again on Friday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like we was more like, let's say you took math, the English, science, and U.S. history. So so I have those 4 classes for the whole year, and then like so you pass those, and like next semester I got like Spanish, geography.
Oh yeah, because for as far as them considered we consider those electives.
So, yeah.
Your
So we had to
electives
have
will switch. Yeah, your electives will switch. Of course, it's like with us, you only had to have 2 years of gym, so you couldn't. I mean, you could, but you only had to have 2 years of gym, and then like you had to take a foreign language, and then you had to take some type of art. And then when I got in high school, we had I was in advanced placement, so we had extra classes. So I was taking computer coding classes and shit too.
Yeah. And like I say all that to say, back then, these motherfuckers could miss 20, 30, 40 days and still fucking pass the year. Like,
absolutely,
it was different back then. Like the requirements was different. Like even like a movie like Menace to Society, like Kane was like, yo, he said I learned half the shit in high school. He was like, but I was only there half the time, and he still graduated. So,
which is crazy. They was just getting niggas up better at that. I mean, they was at the height of the game time. So they was like, nigga, just if you get here, you got it.
Exactly. So yeah, so Kenny was like, yeah, he's like, I'm actually gonna go to class this year. But no, it's just funny to see, like, even though Swell ended up going to work and actually holding down the fort, but it's just like, yo, like a lady died in your house and you just showed your siblings like it's okay to just put a motherfucker in the trunk.
Just put let me tell you something. They had no remorse for me. First off, they didn't even fuck with Mr. X. So they already had no remorse for her. Then the fact that these niggas found a way to scrounge up a fucking total of $3,725 is crazy. That's crazy, bro. Yeah. Do you hear me? That's nuts. And the 3,000, they were so smooth with it that the 3,000 ended up working out. They ain't even had to worry about that because basically that went to pay for the party.
Yeah, well, she ended up making damn receipts for it to seem like it went to that party.
That's what I'm saying.
And then my thing, okay, well, now Rose fucked with her because Rose even tried to offer her a job at the end. You know what I'm saying? So Rose wasn't gonna turn her in. But let's just talk about all the crimes that Swell done did just in 2 months. The whole family. But like she's the quote unquote adult in this shit. This motherfucking not dismembered, but she fucking bad disposal of a body. Well, didn't report a fucking
didn't report a death. Yep.
That's number one. This bitch plagiarized a damn resume.
Yep.
She lied about her age.
Yep. Fraud.
She fucking fraud. She also stole that damn money from the damn petty cash.
Embezzlement.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nothing. She get a job off her
She
head.
looking at that. Easy 100 years in the federal penitentiary, bro. Easy, bro. Easily. Like there's no that to me there was like the stuff that was going on, right? I get it, you know what I'm saying, because it's a movie, so you got to make it like a bunch of shit happening. But it's like this motherfucker literally went from a high school kid to a whole goddamn 37-year-old mom in a span of 2 days. Then not even that, she was also dating a nigga too. Don't forget about that. She had a boyfriend in the midst of all of this who didn't know shit. That nigga's a sucker, by the way. This nigga got mad at her because she would tell him where she worked. It broke off the relationship. This bitch make $37,500 a year, $37,500 a year. Why are you breaking up with her, nigga?
In the 90s, too?
Bro, $37,500, bro. Come on, man. That was a beautiful salary back then, bro. You know what that could have got you? These niggas had a whole, bro, $3,000 got them. It got them a brand new Japanese entertainment system. They dog got a dog bone. They got a new bike. They got a fucking what did the one little what did the sister got the bike, the little boy got the entertainment system, and then the other little brother bought a whole fucking diamond.
Bought a diamond ring for old girl.
Well, with $3,000 and still had money left to spare, bro.
Hey, boy, the inflation.
She looked at that shit and said, "It's only $33 left." I said, $33 out of $3,000, and they got all of that. That's crazy, bro.
And then she just lucky that nobody, because even Rose like, yo, we don't have time to go to the bank, so sometimes we just use that shit. Like people cash checks here.
Yeah.
Like nobody needed the petty cash anymore. No. Like when that shit was in. No. And then like she took the whole lockbox home, yo. Who takes the whole box home?
When it wasn't a need to.
Because the first time she took like, I don't know, about $100 out that bitch. And then she left it.
50. She only took 50.
It was only 50?
Yeah, she only took a 50. And she went to
go. And look how many grocery bags she had.
Bro. Come on, man.
Yo, you want to know what $50 gonna get you now?
Not a goddamn thing. You get you a
two items,
some water. You might get some chewing gum. You might be able to get you some chewing gum with $50 now. That's crazy, bro.
I just didn't understand why she took the whole. I mean, I get it; it's for the movie, but it just just take out with like you did the first time. Take out what you need. And then leave the fucking box. Why did you take the box?
If you leave it, bro, it's evidence that you took shit out of there. If you take it with you, can't nobody look at it but you. And remember, she told her, guard it with your life.
Rose did say that.
So
she did say
that.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say we have to talk about. We got to put some of this responsibility on Rose too. Because absolutely. It's like you meet this girl in the lobby, you read this resume, and first of all, if somebody is as overqualified as you say she is,
and she applying for a receptionist job, bro,
come on, man, there's got to be a light bulb to go off in your head.
Nah, she was stressed out because old girl wasn't at her goddamn desk, and you talking about that motherfucker was a hate. She was a fucking hater. She already mad. She sitting up there talking to her slow. Go to person. Hey, yeah, don't do that to me. I'm coming in here for a job. I don't need your goddamn nonsense. Okay, I'm just trying to get this fucking resume. Yeah, I'm coming here for the receptionist job, but don't treat me like shit. If you was doing a better job, it wouldn't be no opening for the receptionist job. You feel what I'm saying? If you weren't moving up, you could still be a receptionist. But no, you want to be the executive assistant and all this other nonsense. Don't get mad at me because I'm coming in here for a job. Yo. That's messed up, man. She treated her like trash. She was hating on her throughout the whole movie, of course. And then, man, bro, shout out to David Duchovny, man. it was so weird seeing him that young again, bro. I mean, them was Scully and Motor days, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? X-Files days, man. So it was good to see him. You know what I'm saying? He was playing a little conniving, you know what I'm saying, nitwit. So that was cool. Also, the one person that if don't nobody deserve any kudos in this movie, if they don't deserve no love, no nothing, that one person, bro, is this rat bastard Gus. This nigga was the office creep. That nigga took he took Swell to lunch. This nigga said we can talk about all of our intimate fantasies. Even we'll even start talking about our first time. Then we'll probably both smoke a cigarette after post-coital stress. This nigga said, but if you say no, I'm just kidding. What? Hey man. Hey, bro, this nigga was a dirtbag, bro.
Yeah, Gus was the office dirtbag. He was the Gus was trash. He's that guy. He's that guy that all the women just look at in the office and be like, "Yo, I fucking hate that guy." Like Gus is the guy you you about to get on the elevator and Gus is on that bitch. You like, I'll wait for the next one.
Nah, you not getting on the elevator. Hell nah. Fuck no, bro. If he on that motherfucker, nigga, I'll wait for the next one. I'm cool, bro. That nigga is a fucking creep. Yeah, so fuck Gus first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? He was Me Too before Me Too, basically.
Yes, he definitely was Me Too.
We got to talk about what was what is his name? Hold on. Brian, my man Brian, bro, the Riz Master, the Mac Daddy. I gotta give Brian his flowers because he did the ultimate move of the 90s. Take a girl to a department store in the middle of the night. Perfect date, bro. You can't lose.
Mm-hmm.
You could not lose with that move in the 90s, bro. It works every time. It may still work now.
And then, like, the way it's set up now, it's like them going around in them bouncy balls. Like, that shit wouldn't fly today. But, like...
I don't know. It depends on where
But they don't even make that shit anymore.
Well, not now. But, like, then, like, imagine if he'd have took her to, like, a Toys R Us. He'd have got something that night.
In the clown. And then, like, okay, so... My man just let him drive the clown dog truck everywhere, dude. Like,
man, okay, that type of shit still happen today. I can tell you that right now. I know for a fact that type of shit happen today. Dude don't give a fuck about him driving that truck, bro. That nigga might even have been the assistant manager
at 17. Yo, I could not work at Clown Dog, yo. He was like, Swell. You're doing everything perfect, but there's one thing you're missing. Put a smile on your face. Like, man, you don't get the fuck out of my face. Hey, we so old girl. He said you get the spitballs off the He said you get the spitballs off the drop the window with this nice squeegee. I was like, yo, nah, bro.
Did you see them old ass Chuck E. Cheese cups?
I didn't see the cup.
That shit was crazy, bro. They was at Chuck E. Cheese. Okay, so the scene I'm talking about, if you guys have seen it, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. You'll see what we're talking about. But the scene that I'm talking about is when the drag queens stole their car, which is fucking crazy, by the way. You talking about this may have been the craziest scene of any movie I've ever seen in my life. They're in Chuck E. Cheese. You know what I'm saying? It's a good place to go. Kids can have fun. They can eat. They could tucker themselves out, and you ain't even got to spend that much money. Now you definitely do. But back then, you didn't have to spend that much money. And I only know because my mom took me there all the time. So go to Chuck E. Cheese, right? They're leaving out Chuck E. Cheese, and they go into the car. Mind you, it ain't their car. This is Miss Sturak's car, the cool ass Buick with the.
Yeah, that's another thing. They're driving around in a dead woman's car. What type of fucking example is Swell sending these kids? But go ahead.
Because we gotta talk about that after this. But so they come outside only to see fucking Marilyn Monroe. I forgot who the other person was.
Eliza Minnelli.
And then Liza Minnelli, because there was three of them. I ain't see who the other person was, but Liza Minnelli, Marilyn Monroe, and this random third drag queen still in their car and driving the fuck off with it. This is the craziest thing I've seen in a movie, first and foremost. Because how are you getting away with doing shit like this dressed up as Marilyn Monroe? Nobody, you got a whole, everything is white. And nobody's seeing you do these crimes?
Dude, I have no idea.
Wild shit, bro.
Man, the 90s, man. I'm telling you, the early 90s.
Now, this is the scenario I want to break down to you.
All right.
These three drag queens are driving around in this stolen car. However, Miss Sturak is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Once they find out that she's dead and they find out that this is her car, they say they get pulled over. Find out this is her car. These niggas go down for murder, technically.
Yeah. Like, his body's missing.
That's what I'm saying. Because there's no evidence that they didn't kill her. They got her car. Everything is set up to take these niggas down, bro. That's where they needed to add that in there. Because we never found out what happened to them.
Yo, that is a great point. They should have put that in there because what they did put in there, and I'm gonna tell you what's so funny. So like this is the thing, like, and you won't realize this unless you know what I'm saying, you are around the autistic child as much as I am, right? Mm-hmm. So at the end of the movie, when the two caretakers and like they buried the old lady, right? Mm-hmm. And so the one guy's like, man, sure gonna miss her. And the other dude was like, man, you didn't even fucking know her. And he was like, well, she left us all this money. And so it pans, like the camera turns around and it says on the tombstone, nice old lady. My son Tay said, he said, hey, this nice old lady. Yo, you want to talk about? Yo, I was dying laughing, boy. That shit was so fucking funny, boy.
Bruh.
But yo, they just put nice old lady on there.
And you know what? Just a kid in general would do that, bro. Because a kid is not paying attention to. Once she start blowing that whistle, all kids hated her. I guarantee you, Tay don't fuck with her. Saw her blowing that whistle and talking the way she did, bro. He probably looked at her like, yeah, you about to die. He probably knew she was going, bro.
Yo, it was so funny. He didn't watch the movie with me. He was just down there like at the end, and he saw that tombstone say nice old lady. He was like, who's nice old lady?
That's hilarious.
Hey, that shit had me rolling. But yeah, you brought up a good point. We need to know what happened to these drag queens. Like, do they get pulled over in this car? Now the thing is, nobody reports the car stolen. It's just the fact that because they couldn't because even Melissa was like, she was like, call the police. She was like, what we gonna do? Call them and tell them, hey, we driving? Somebody stole this dead woman's car that we've been driving.
Yeah. So
like, but yeah, for her to call Brian gonna pick them up in the corn dog truck, and then for them to be hold on, for them to be in the house with, first of all, they just love Chuck E. Cheese, but they're hungry as fuck still. They in there tearing the house apart because Kenny was like, they was in there fighting over the last something. I don't know what the fuck. They was fighting over something.
The last ding dong. I mean, not ding dong, the last snowball.
The last snowball. He was like, that's the last, food that we got left. And Brian's like, yo, like I got some, I'm saying, some leftovers, from the deliveries I didn't get to make or whatever. Nah, we good. And then you hear this, and then she's like, all right, maybe I'll take it. For you to sit there and try to turn down that food for pride, your kids.
He didn't make them deliveries. Them people still probably waiting on them goddamn corn dogs, man. That's what you got out of that? Was that her fried butter fried? Them people needed their food, and he didn't do his job.
Yeah, he had 2 full fucking them bags, those big ass bags.
Bruh, how late do clown dogs stay open? Cause nigga, it was dark as fuck, bruh. It was dark as fuck. You mean to tell me this nigga is out making delivery? This nigga's ordering clown dog that late? And that ain't no. So for the people that don't know what we talking about and haven't seen this movie, Clown Dog is like basically what Chuck E. Cheese was, except they served like their whole thing was corn dogs. You mean to tell me that this nigga was in that spot and somebody called there and said, "Hey man, I want such and such amount of corn dogs," and they literally put in an order to a place like that to get corn dogs? Ain't nobody eating corn dogs like that, bro.
Well, I mean, I think they had. Now, remember when Swell was working there?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was making hamburgers.
Yep.
And remember the chili.
You're right.
And first of all, that chili, you talking about greasy? That was a greasy ass fucking chili. That motherfucker
was greasy. When she flattened that goddamn cheeseburger, that goddamn fire ring. Shit. She was like, "You gotta squeeze all the fat out." That motherfucker would be that goddamn big.
But no, that's so funny. I didn't think about it. Like, why are you riding around with this amount of food and people like, bruh, who did not get their food, yo?
That's what I'm saying. Because them, like you said, bro, them was some huge ass bags. But you know how much that shit costs? That shit had to cost like between $20 and $30, bro.
And we're talking now. That's probably like $70, $80 worth of food.
Absolutely.
But yeah, there's a lot of shit. But the thing is, for like, if we got some young listeners, it's just like the 90s, like it was just so different. You could get away with a lot more shit back then to where it wasn't that funny, because the thing is, that lady was old, but what we don't know if that lady if her family even fought with her, because we don't even know if they ever reported this lady missing.
We don't know nothing about Miss Sturrack. We don't know if she even really had kids, because she was all nice and sweet in the beginning, and then next thing you know, she turned around with the goddamn the leader of Sparta.
Man, she turned into Major Payne real quick, but she came out with a whistle, but
bruh, them niggas was so lost when she did that shit. Them niggas turned around, what? They turned around, what is going on, man? That was a crazy turn of events. First and foremost, like she was on their ass. She was stopping my nigga from watching TV. She made Melissa dress up like a girl. Like I think the only person that she didn't get a chance to be involved with was Kenny, because Kenny was gone. She ended up walking into his room.
Yeah, that's why she died, dude. She got a heart attack. She got a heart attack for going into Kenny's room, yo.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that, bro, because that's what I said when after she died. I was like, damn, bro. I wonder if she died because she went in Kenny's room, bro, because she was about to be out of it right there at the door. And I think when she went to go sit down, her body and heart couldn't take it, and it was like, man, this is it.
Man, Kenny's room killed Mr. Sturrack. That's crazy.
Yeah. Definitely.
Kenny was disgusting. And them Belgian waffles was as hard as a brick.
Like, chewing through them.
Nah, Kenny was an asshole.
High as a kite, chewing through them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Man.
Yo, so Swell fucking steals, you said it was $50. So she buys all these groceries. This motherfucker bring his friends over. First of all, she asked Kenny, look, when I go to work today, can you do the dishes? This motherfucker is shooting all the dishes.
Yes.
Right? So you come home to realize that y'all ain't got no dishes.
Nope.
And all the groceries that you bought the day before, Kenny let his friends eat all the damn groceries because they was hot. No, nah. This is more than a conversation. Kenny, I'm kicking your ass.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna tell you what's even funnier was the scene where they had cleaned everything up. You know what I'm saying? They was getting ready to throw the party and getting everything ready. And Kenny and Swell was in the kitchen arguing. But Kenny was arguing like the wife, and Swell started
Yeah.
arguing like the husband. Bruh, that was a great moment in that movie, bro. Because it was just so funny just to hear that nigga. That nigga was like, and you drive the car out every day, and you never even take me anywhere. I was
Anywhere.
like, what? I'm like, nigga, y'all brother and sister. What are y'all arguing about? Like, this
Yeah.
ain't even a conversation y'all supposed to be having.
Yo, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm listening to it like, yo, you talking to her like she's your working wife, dude.
Bruh.
He's like, he was like, no, he said, yo, you could have called. She was like, I'm sorry, like I worked late. He was like, you just messed up the whole dinner. like the fuck? Like, what you mean? Like, when did the whole shit change to where she had to call because she's working late?
Come on, man. But that's what made it so funny, just because that shit came out of nowhere, bro. That shit literally popped up like these motherfuckers been married for the longest, and this is just like the fact that they have that brother and sister dynamic that they already don't like each other, and then out of the blue, they wasn't with none of the shits with her. They wasn't helping her
Yeah.
do a goddamn thing. Then just out of the blue, they just all decided to get together and be like, "Yeah, we're gonna help out." I'm like, "Come on, bro. That's not how this shit goes at all. Like that's not how none of this shit works." They would have been like, "Yeah, sure," and never would have did that shit. That party never would have happened in real life.
Man, okay, so hold on, we gotta get to the party. So Swell's company, like they rejected the big idea that Rose and I forget what the dude name that was down there. They come up with this
Mhm.
whole idea. They got this meeting with New York and everything. Meeting goes terrible, but the kids outside protesting saying they don't want to wear these uniforms and all this shit, and they about to get shut down.
Mhm.
So Swell comes up with this whole idea where she's first of all
Real quick, his name is Franklin. Shout out to Sidney Lassie.
Franklin. Yeah,
He's played
Franklin.
in a he's played in a bunch of different movies.
Yeah, shout out to Franklin. So Franklin's out there crying and shit because he about to lose his job. And so Swell starts, she's seeing the uniform, so she just start throwing shit together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, yo, let's just throw together this, what I'm saying, this one little fashion show or whatever, boo, boo, boo. So she's like, all right, let's run out this place. And she's like, just use the petty cash. Oh, those places are so business-like. Let's do something personal. like, let's do it in my house. My place is perfect. And so she sits everybody down. It's like, y'all, we need everybody's help. So basically, y'all get all y'all friends to come over here and help us fucking paint the house,
Mm-hmm.
clean the house, clean the pool, put water in the pool, fucking ice sculptures and all types of shit. Like they put together this whole big ass party or whatever. And what kills me was Carolyn. When Carolyn fucking first realizes that Swell is only 17,
Yeah.
this bitch got the bright idea to think, I'm gonna take this shit to Rose and this is gonna murder this girl. When all actuality, this made the girl look even better because she's 17 years old and she's handling business and you going around being the hater trying to
Yeah.
fucking sell the
With
girl
your
out.
boyfriend at that.
Yo, they were the biggest kids in the whole damn movie.
Yes. Absolutely.
They was the most
And
childish
the
people in the
thing that
movie.
irritated me the most is they were doing the office talk thing, but they were shushing every time some noise wasn't around. The shit that pissed me off was they were shushing each other when the office was closed. Nobody is in that motherfucker. Why are y'all shushing each other?
Yo, I love the face that she makes when with it like so Swell had had Kathy come in there. So Kathy come in there
Mm-hmm.
and she see that she's swamped with work. So Kathy started doing the work for her or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She's just a lady that I don't know, maybe she wanted time to go by faster. So yo, I'm great with computers. I can just knock this
No,
shit out for
remember
you.
she said her boss's office was slow, so she ain't had shit to do.
Yeah, so she has shit. Just she's like, so I'd be glad to do it for you. So she fucking does it for her, but she gets sick. So Rose
Mm-hmm.
asks Swell for the report. Carolyn comes in that bitch like, oh, you looking for the report? I got it right here. And she was like, Swell, what is she doing with the report? She was like, Kathy brought it by. Apparently, Kathy been doing her work for her. And then Rose like, Swell, you are a genius. I didn't. She was like, she said, I didn't know how you was gonna get that one report done and that
Hey,
other
bro.
report. You so resourceful. Hey, Carolyn had that look like, come the
Oh,
fuck on.
salty.
Hey,
That's
but she was
hilarious.
so mad. That shit was funny as fuck to me. Cause I was
Bro.
like, the look on her face, she was for sure she had something on her. She was like, oh, I
Absolutely.
got her this
She was
time.
about to be out of there. She like, oh yeah, this is the one. Like once she find out this bitch ain't doing her job, oh, we out of there. Psych.
Yep, she was like, yo, you are a genius. But like when they was at the party, and she was like, so Rose, all of this has been set up by a child. She's only
Mm-hmm.
17 years old. And she's like, that's all you got? Like, obviously, this 17-year-old is pretty good because
She killing shit right now.
she put a whole event together by her fucking self at
Literally.
17 years old. You sitting at the receptionist desk, so caught up in catching
Mind
her
you,
into some
with
shit.
little to no money.
No, really no money.
Mm-hmm.
Because, well, she got her check, like you said, when she thought she was getting $1,000, you know what I'm saying? She got
Mm-hmm.
$300 taken out in taxes. So she was
On
getting
top of her pension
$700
and insurance.
insurance. And so she uses that money to get all that shit done. She get Kenny friends to fucking straighten up. She get her friends because they got back from the beach apparently. So her
Yep.
friends was able to be models and shit. But no, I need to know. I gotta ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a Mac move or not a Mac move?
Mm-hmm.
So for the people that never seen this movie, Carolyn and Brian are brothers and sisters.
Yes.
And the reason Swell never wanted to tell him where she worked was
Mm-hmm.
because she was that annoying bitch that Brian would hear his sister talking about.
Absolutely.
And she was able to put it together because she
Mm-hmm.
saw them sitting in the lobby talking one day. He was like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know what to do. Like, and, Carolyn's trying to tell her, fuck that girl, blase, all this type of shit or whatever. And so she realized, like, oh shit, like, that's, they brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
So my man shows up in the clown dog uniform and truck. He sees all of these cars. Apparently, it looked like there's a party going on. This
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker gets on the loudspeaker and talking about how he feels about her. Just
Trying to go over the party.
over the party. Music's playing, everything. Is that a Mac move? Not a Mac move, man.
This nigga that's not a Mac move. That nigga was a simp, first off. Because he fucked up to begin with. I'm not breaking up with you because I don't know what you do for work. I don't care. This is the 90s. Why do I give a fuck about where you work? Ooh, you got a job. I don't care. Okay, it's the 90s. He's supposed to be trying to get cheeks. He ain't supposed to be worried about caring about her job and listening and shit like that. That ain't supposed to happen until the late 2000s. He was
But
ahead of his time.
then,
In today's rom-coms, that nigga would have been the one. In that movie, he is a sucker. I told you, 37,500 a year salary. And this nigga capping and mad because he don't know where his girlfriend works. Man, fuck out of here. He thought she
my
was cheating
man,
on him.
yeah, he did think she was cheating on him. He did think that.
Sucker.
And yo, my girl was bringing home $1,400 a month, dude. In '91.
Come on, man.
Come on, Brian, you gotta get it together, man.
Bro,
Fuck that
you
shit.
you could have been in Kenny position. You could have been arguing with her. You don't take me anywhere. That type shit. He fucked up.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I just thought that it was way over the top, man. Look, don't roll up to my my moms could have been home You know what I'm saying? You pulling up in the yard on the damn loudspeaker talking about, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on and we need to talk and all this type of shit. Like,
Yeah.
man, get that bullshit out of here. So he
I
was,
will say
yeah,
this though, it was in perfect taste for the 90s though, because the 90s was
it
like
was.
the era for romantic, quote unquote romantic moves. So yeah, for sure. I mean, he did the right thing, but it was just before that, bro. You wouldn't have had to do all that if you would have just minded your own goddamn business and let your girl do her thing. What man is asking how? What man is asking this girl how her work day went? Nobody cares for real. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. We don't care. That's stupid, man. That was dumb. That was just, to me, it was just so out of place for the 90s. That just was weird. But outside of that, everything else fit perfectly. The stoner brother, his stoner friends, you know what I'm saying? The cute girl in high school with all her cute friends. You know what I'm saying? The little sister that we don't know how she really gonna end up because she don't want to be like her big sister, but she do kind of want to be like her big sister, but she don't want to be like her yet. And then you got the one brother who he on the
Man,
fence. This nigga is in love, and then you got the other little brother who ain't no telling what this motherfucker gonna be because this motherfucker is just a hermit. So everything pretty much fit.
that's funny. Yeah, Zach was on that bullshit. You gonna steal the
Absolutely, man.
money.
This nigga told her, "You my moon goddess." This nigga, now you talking about macking. That nigga Zach had the rap. You hear me? That nigga was the man, bro. That nigga
Hey.
said, "You're my moon goddess." I said, "Yo, he got it." He was sitting in the back of the car with her and everything. They was about to smooch it up. I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's the one. He got the juice, bro."
He got the juice, but maybe he was before his time because those girls still
Yeah,
left him. But
yeah.
then when he shows up to the party after getting dumped, he see the other girl from the baseball team in there.
Hey, hey.
He was like, "Oh, I got
Real
this."
players don't slow down. Yeah, real play. I'm the maitre d. Real players don't slow down. Real players don't
Yeah.
slow down. Go get him, Zach. That's my man, bro. You know what I'm saying? He knew what he was up to, man. He was a real live ladies man, bro. I was proud of that young boy.
Yeah. But yeah, Mom Dukes. Okay, so one last thing before we get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So Brian's showing up at the party. He's messing up the party. Carolyn's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" Kenny's like, "Yo, like, oh shit, Mom's home." And
Mm-hmm.
so that's when she got to tell everybody what's going on. Yo, I'm only 17. I don't even supposed to be here. I'm sorry, Mom. All this type shit. So Mom Dukes comes home. Don't get me wrong. You don't want to come home to a house having a party.
Right.
But let's remember,
That
when
house
you
was
left that
fucked
house,
up.
that
That
house
house
was
was
fucked up. It
fucked
was
up.
dingy. The
The
pool
yard
that
was
had the
trash.
water in it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the house is damn near falling apart. You come home to basically a brand new fucking house.
Them motherfuckers had a guitar ice sculpture outside. Come on, bro. She
Like,
she ain't had shit to get. This is the, you know what? I'm glad you're saying this. This is crazy. So when you left, houses are in fucking shambles. Not only that, you want your daughter to go sign up for college. You come back, house is immaculate, yard is beautiful. It's a whole
mhm.
party. She holding a whole function. These niggas is serving and shit. She got a job. She
Yes,
still came home and complained, bro.
still came home and
Listen,
complained.
she already went to college and graduated in them 2 months and got a job, bro. And you mad because she didn't go sign up for community cut, man? Hey,
Yo, the all
hey,
time part,
man.
the all time part when she was like, "Mom," she's like, "Look, you've had a long day, you had a long flight, so maybe you should just lay down and just go to your room." She was like, "What the fuck? Hey, you told me to go to my room?"
She don't know. She don't
Hey,
know what they've been through. That's the crazy part. She have
yeah,
no idea what they've been. She done within the span of 2 months. She done disposed of a dead body. She done been forced to get a job. Lost her whole summer. Her friends left her. Went to Europe. She done got stressed out. She in the house putting cucumbers on her eyes. You know what I'm saying? She done got gypped on her paycheck. Like she's stressed out. You know what I'm saying? And then in the last ditch effort, everybody finally helped her out, but she had to go through hell and high water just to get them there. I mean, yeah, mom, go to your room, please. I don't
yeah, go
have
to room.
I don't have the capacity to deal with this right now.
Yeah, like we already told you. Cause she said, "Yo, look, we'll talk about it in the morning." She was like, "Kenny will make
Mm-hmm.
some Belgian waffles, and we'll just
Mm-hmm.
talk about everything that happened and blah blah blah." Blah. But she did kind of appreciate it a little bit because she walked through, she saw the TV, and she looked around. She was like, "I'll be damned."
Right.
Like, like I'm coming back
She
thinking
looked up like shit. I gotta leave to Australia more often.
exactly. But then, just when you think that you got away with everything, she was like, Sue Ellen. She was like, she's like, what's the old lady name?
Mr. Right.
Well, no, she said, "Where's the babysitter?" And it was
Mm-hmm.
just like, oh shit, like how are we gonna explain this to like? I mean, really, honestly, in the '90s, all you can say is, "Hey, she left, like she just quit."
I'm, bruh. It's so many things all this shit could have been fixed to even begin with. First and foremost, the babysitter dead. Don't even worry about that. 3 drag queens just stole her car. Okay, our babysitter was in the car with her. She went to the car. Next thing you know, they robbed her for the car. We don't know where she at. We still at Chuck E. Cheese. And you could have fixed that whole Miss Sturak situation. That would have been out the way. So then when your mom come home, right, and that whole
hmm
situation, then you could have been like, well, shit. 3 drag queens stole her car. We all went to Chuck E. Cheese. We wanted to go to Chuck E. Cheese. She, you know what I'm saying, got robbed by 3 drag queens. Next thing you know, Miss Sturak dead.
Yep, ain't got nothing to
That's
do
how
with
you do
us.
that. That's how you do that. They had to fix that whole situation. But we have to tell Ian, man. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. Let's rate this thing. Let's get into the fire flames.
Let's do it.
Yoga fire. Yoga flame.
All right, Brody. So what do you got?
All right. Going back and watching this, man. Like I probably haven't seen this movie. It's been some years. It's probably been like 5, 8 years since I've seen it. It's been a minute. Going back and watching it, it was kind of cool. Just really getting back into the '90s swing of things. Seeing things that I probably didn't really catch back then. That I just didn't really have the understanding of. But like I said, this movie has some funny moments. I like when Melissa called the old lady, and she's like, "Yo, we got to get rid of this old hag." That shit was funny. Like anytime I hear somebody call somebody an old hag, that's
Yeah,
fucking hilarious. But
absolutely.
but I mean, for them to be as creative as they was for a movie in 1991, I mean, I fuck with it, man. I'm gonna give it a 4, man. This is a movie I've watched, multiple times throughout the years. It's been a minute,
Mhm.
but nah, I fucks with Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. So I'm gonna give them a 4.
Okay, so that's interesting. So I was at the same level that you were at first. But rewatching it, going back and looking at it, that nostalgic feeling, seeing the things of the '90s, seeing old Pepsi cans and old Chuck E. Cheese cups and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Remembering how, you know what I'm saying, the '90s were and how much shit was so different, and then seeing how they reacted. Also, I have to say this: culturally, black kids would have never been in that situation. First and foremost, it wouldn't have been no goddamn babysitter. Tell you that right now. We either
Hell
going over
no,
grandma's house
man. Yep,
or we staying home by ourselves.
they're
Let me tell you
not
something.
paying
I was
nobody,
in
and
the
they're not
'90s.
leaving no money.
Hell no. Everything already bought. This what you gonna have to survive with. And if you get out of this, you shit out of luck. You better find a way. However, bro, I was left at the house a bunch of times by myself in the '90s. And guess what? Never killed an old white woman. Never killed an old white woman. Okay, so just saying, culturally, big differences. But like I said, I was at the same level. But then, man, rewatching this, getting the laughs that I did, seeing, you know what I'm saying, some of the stuff, man, and then just remembering just how fine Christina Applegate was as a kid when I was a kid. Yeah, I gotta go ahead and go 4.5, man, because when you watch this movie back in the day like we did, right? TV was grainy. You couldn't really, I mean, you could see their face, but you couldn't really see their face. But like knowing who Kelly Bundy was and having that crush on Kelly Bundy like all dudes did, you know what I'm saying? Seeing her in this was totally different because it was like she was plain Jane as fuck. She wasn't done up. She wasn't, you know what I'm saying? There wasn't nothing extra. She ain't really had nothing too much going on. But she's a very pretty woman. Even to this day, she's still a very pretty woman. And it shows throughout, you know what I'm saying, throughout her career, she's always been a very attractive, very pretty woman. And she really did her thing. So even when we go back and talk about how at the age of 20, she was able to fix herself up to at least look 26, you kind of understood. Like, I mean, I don't think it was the fact that she looked 26. It was just she was fine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, gotta give her credit. I mean, yeah, that nigga Gus was going crazy when she walked in. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, damn, what's this? So, yeah, man, I'm definitely going 4.5. I'm gonna say 4.5, okay. 4.5 fire flames.
Ain't mad at it.
For sure, man. Let's go ahead and get into the coming soon.
Yes, sir.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
All right, so the next episode is going to be amazing. We talked about this actually a while back. We happened to mention it. I believe we was talking in the What We Watching segment. And we like, we have to talk about action stars. So the next episode, that's right, we're bringing it to you. Top action stars of all times. I mean, I don't even know how this is gonna go. So you guys tune in, get ready. This is gonna be super duper fun. I don't know if y'all gonna be happy with this list, but we gotta make this list. We gotta put this list together. So y'all tune in, y'all get ready. We have what we watching for you, and you know what I'm saying. Listen, man, we back with the video, so you know what I'm saying. You guys will be able to watch us from here on out. You guys should be excited about that, just as excited as we are to be able to record them and put them out for y'all, man.
It's gonna be interesting, man, because like I don't know exactly like the format that we're gonna have for it, but what I love about like movies, not movies, but like lists like this, is the fact that we can really dive into like a lot of movies. You know what I'm saying? Movies that we probably never would have talked about, a movie that we have talked about, a movie that could possibly be in the future. Like just getting into these episodes, like we really can really get into our shit and really show like how wide our range could be. So I really like doing episodes like this. So this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I can't wait to do this one. So listen, man, if you enjoyed, you know what I'm saying, our review of this movie, if you were also scared of Mr. Sturak, or if you just like us thought, you know what I'm saying, Christina Applegate was fine, hit us up and let us know. You can follow us on all our social medias on Instagram and Twitter at ViewAnon You can also follow us on Facebook at VA Watch Group. And please, 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 if you do join us on Twitter, don't forget to join our Twitter community, the Viewers Anonymous group, man. Jump in there. Let's talk some movies. Let's talk TV, favorite shows, whatever it is. Feel free to post about TV, movies, acting, Hollywood, all that good stuff. That's what it's there for. To start conversation, you know what I'm saying, to talk about stuff you guys may or may not want to hear. That's where you hit us up at, and that's how you pretty much get your input in the show. And also, if you'd like to follow me personally, you can follow me on Twitter at Scoots Bronson. I have a link to in my bio. You can find me everywhere else there.
And y'all can find me at s.foster8 on Instagram and on Twitter at 28 minutes or less pod. That is just on Instagram. Follow the podcast, 28 minutes or less. Last episode is still episode 122, impactful and classic albums. Where I gave my opinion on albums that impacted me. Well, rap albums. I forgot to put the rap in there because it was for the 50-year anniversary of hip hop. So so those classic albums are only rap albums. The Impact albums are only rap albums. So go check that out on all major platforms.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And listen, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. And for those of you that are, thank you guys for watching. Until the next episode, like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.